Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to HIMediaTV. I am your host, Evan from HIMediaTV, and today I want to talk about the Everdark Sovereign Tricephalos, aka Everdark Sovereign Gladius, aka Everdark Sovereign, good old three-headed Cerberus boy. So, let's talk about it, shall we? When it comes to Everdark Sovereign Tricephalos, Gladius starts in his three-man's form, his three-doggo form, which, makes sense. All of the previous Everdark Sovereigns started in their second phase. This is to be expected. What was not expected was, kind of his final phase. I thought it was going to be like, oh, we're gonna have like a big old doggo, like like he's gonna get like even more heads or something. No, what was funny is that his final form is his three-headed form. He gets this what's it called? I'd say a he got this I would call it a helmet, I guess, on his head. And it very much goes a lot into like the fire, it goes into the anger, it goes into the swordsmanship. um it's a lot of what you remember, a lot of the sword being flung around, but this time it's on fucking fire. Also, it also has the added benefit of exploding. He There's a lot of thematic things that make Gladius very like similar to Holstor in a way. Holstor, like, he does Holstor's big bang attack where he like makes the ground shatter, which is like really cool. I actually genuinely liked that conceptually. And one of the things that was like really awesome about it is, his fight is just feels similar to Miasma of the Night, Caliga, aka Feature in the Fog. A lot of what made this, it's basically like like it's more of the same. It's just like it's nothing like super duper extravagant, like in the same in the way that like Augur was, or even like like thematically complete, or in the way Fulgur was. It's just more good stuff, more of the identification, things of stuff you get from like the base game boss. So where does it differ? Well, he moves faster. He has an ability where he will dart around the screen repeatedly, and you will get hit, and he does an obscene amount of damage. And you're like, Evan, that doesn't seem too bad. Well, he, unlike all of the previous ones, has a fuck you buff. What is this fuck you buff, if I might ask? You might ask? Well, when he does his little prowl, like Sekiro thing, where like you're following each other in a circle, he he gets a damage buff, and every person that damages him buffs his attack. And just one buff will nuke you from orbit. So yeah, you're gonna have a time. I didn't say a good time. I didn't say a bad time. I said a time. Y'all will figure it out. You're big night farers. He will fuck you up though. It's that much is like very much the case. It's it's difficult to gauge, I think where he is compared to like some of the other top options. Like I still maintain that the Everdark Sovereign Gaping Jaw is I would argue that that is probably the second most unfun fight. I would no, I lied. I would argue that that is probably the either the first or second most unfun fight. Uh, I generally put Marius at about 3. And the reason I put Marius at 3 is because you kind of know what to expect to a degree, right? Marius is like the Augur is, a pain in the ass to be sure, but you're given the tools to do it, and it's a gimmick fight. Gimmick fights stop being difficult once you figure out how the fuck they're supposed to work. That being said, I feel like Gladius is Tricephalos is hard in the sense of like it is the first boss of the game that is meant to teach you that hey, this ain't a single player game. This is a multiplayer game and it's built as such. And this feels kind of like the penultimate, end of that philosophy to a degree. Which I'm not against. I like that as an idea. But it can get a little irritating in certain capacities. Fucking misbegottens, man. Annoying. Anyways, I think the fight ultimately is everything distilled. Like Gladius is supposed to be the representative of like what this game is supposed to be, and so his Everdark Sovereign form should probably represent what like higher end, or if not higher end, highest end, like the baseline for high end, Night Rain gameplay should be. And I do think he accomplishes that. He's not as bullshit of a gang fight as say like Sentient Pest. He's not as irritating as a fight. He's not as gimmicky as a fight as something like Marius. He's not as unbalanced as Equilibrium Species. All of these are the Everdark Sovereigns, by the way. Just a heads up. But he's not as but he's not so balanced that he's like Everdark Sovereign Fulgor. I think when it comes to Gladius does a really excellent job of representing, Gladius is the first boss you fight, like Everdark Sovereign you fight. And it's also most likely going to be either the last or the second to last Everdark Sovereign we fight. And I think just the themes that not just Gladius itself has during the fight of his relation to Holstor, but also like his placement in regards to it's his place in Night Rain. They genuinely did. I think genuinely Gladius is, in my opinion, the penultimate, not perfect, but just a great example of like thematic choices in gaming, especially in FromSoft games, to, have bosses serve a purpose and a role of importance. And I love that. I love the amount of... I love that he is sort of like, he is hard, but he's not as unbalanced as, Libra was. He's got the proper thematic. It is everything that all of the... it's a gorgeous fight, so, so it has all of that beauty that Marius, brought to the table. I love it. I'm very happy with it. But ultimately, I hope you guys are enjoying the Gladius fight. I hope you were able to beat him. His relic, if I'm being honest, is fine. It's certainly better than Equilibria's Beasts was by like a country mile, but like it isn't something, game breaking. It's just it's his normal relic with an extra line on it. It's just fine. I'm not particularly pressed on it, so yeah. Pretty cool. Not bad. Enjoy Gladius, everybody, and thank you for watching. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'm gonna send you to end screen, Devin.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to talk to me outside of this video, outside of live streams, or just join the community and be a part of it, you can do so at himedia.gg/discord. Discord links there. We'd love to have you. And given the financial situation of the economy right now, I know this is a tall ask, but if you have the scratch to spare, please consider donating and becoming a supporter at himedia.gg/tip. All of our perks are serviced through our Discord channel, including early access videos, exclusive videos, and more. Your generosity is a blessing, and $1 a month is a boon to my mental health. Thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you, and have a great day.